What's good, everybody? My name is Hameen Phillips. You're watching the Sticky Web Domains channel. So today, you guys, I want to switch it up a little bit. If you guys want to talk railroading, we can do that as well, because this conversation kind of also relates to railroading. And oh, my voice is all raspy. I am a railroader, but I also have been founding. Geez, I'm dying here. I think I need some water. I should have had a bottle near me here. But lately, the last week or two, I've just been under a lot of stress and worrying about things and trying to find ways to deal with it so that it doesn't affect, my work. So I just want to have a conversation with the community and ask you guys, how do you guys deal with your stress and anxiety or your problems? What do you do to deal? And, me being on the railroad, it's been about a year, and I've been away from home for about a year. I did go back home quite a bit. I would go back and forth in the beginning, but that's a 7-hour drive, just, one way. So to go both ways, it was 14 hours. And then when I got home to spend time with my daughter, my son, that is, I don't get a lot of time before I have to head back because it's a 14-hour drive. And then, I get 2 days off working in the yard. So I have to make sure I'm back before I'm back on the board so that I'm available to work. So it's really stressful trying to make such a hike to get back and then spend quality time with the kids. I did have my daughter up here a few times when I was with my ex, and she was very, her family was very helpful with that situation. They were great with kids. It was a nice situation, but me and the ex are no longer together. So getting my daughter out here is very hard because I work and I don't know when I'm going to work sometimes being on the extra board. So to have my daughter up here and then I go to work, who's going to watch her? I don't know any daycares around here. I don't even want to put my daughter in the daycare. I have a roommate, but that's not his responsibility. And I don't want to even ask because that is just not even his problem. So, it's just not feasible for me to have her up here in my situation. So not seeing her the way I want to see her has been causing me a lot of stress, anxiety, and I feel like I'm at the, I'm at a breaking point almost to where I just, need to be able to walk her to school and pick her up from school. And she needs that from me. And she's been lashing out about these kind of issues. And, I'm really hoping for this transfer to go through to get back towards home so that I could be there for full time. And the stress of it all is really eating me away right now. EJado, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining the live stream. He said that's got to be tough. It's like you aren't getting any rest. Yeah, I mean you know, that's true. A lack of sleep does cause anxiety, and that's probably why I do have anxiety because I don't sleep a lot. I try to average about 4 hours at least, but if I sleep more than 4 hours, I feel like I'm really not being productive. I feel like I could be editing a video or shooting a video or doing something. And, I've ran Sticky Web Domains, which is my business, also a online store. I've ran that for probably 11 years now. So I really have adjusted my body to not adapt to getting a lot of sleep. And, when you're working on the railroad and then you're trying to do YouTube and then you're trying to do everything outside of that, it gets very stressful. That's mainly why I've been going live a lot more, because I really haven't had time to produce a video, to sit down and shoot something and then edit it, upload it, make a thumbnail. It's so time consuming. And I've been under a lot of pressure trying to keep this channel going. Um, and just the pressure of being a father. Um, I've always been a part of my kids' lives. I've raised my son since he was 5 years old. I got custody of my son. He's now 19 and he has a daughter of his own who is about 2. So I've always been there for my kids, and not being there is really hurting me a lot. And is putting a toll on me because I don't have the creativity and the energy to feel like I can produce a good video because of the amount of stress and worry that I have on my shoulders right now. And that's why you guys probably haven't seen a video in a while. That's why I've been trying to at least go live, to at least keep this channel going and be here to talk to you guys and just be here for you guys. Who we got? Lewis. What's good, man? How you doing? He said, "What's up, man? Finally watching you live." That's what's up. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. EJdo said, "I hope you get the transfer. My fingers are crossed for you." Thanks, man. Yeah, I put in my first transfer. I put that in July after I marked up, which was in June. So at that time, I'm trying to get to the Chicago division. At that time, I was fairly new to the railroad, and Chicago division was probably locked up. They probably didn't have openings at that time. So now, I put in another transfer to try again. I think Chicago is getting a whole lot busier right now because of the winter and just a lack of manpower. So I am hoping, that I can get it approved, because I'm just at a point where I need to be there for the family. The kids act out, and they know when, they need their dad, they need their father in the picture, especially little girls. And she's starting to realize that I haven't been able to see her as much and bring her up here or go there. And it's really hurting her. And it's hurting me, you know. So, that's what this video is about today, is just how to tame that monster. And that monster, is stress and worry and anxiety and dealing with issues that can get in the way of your productivity in work or at home or whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it and see how you guys are dealing with any stress you may have regarding any of your situations. Um, if any of you guys, if you're on the railroad and you're away from home, then you know what that feeling is like, to not have your friends around to support you or talk to you about a lot of your problems. I have a lot of friends back home, and we hang out, on the weekends, we go out, we have a good time. And I don't have that, I don't hang out much with the guys I work with. Not so much anymore. At the beginning when we were in class, we did quite a bit, but once everybody gets marked up and everybody starts working, everybody kind of goes and live their own life, you know. So I haven't really been out with those guys much, and I don't really know a lot of people here. And just not having that kind of support from a friend to just tell you, yo, hang in there, and you try to deal with all this stuff on your own, it gets challenging. And I've been going through that. Let's see. Lewis is saying, so I'm confused. I'm in training at Alliance, Nebraska, but all of my family is back in Amaretto, Texas. My instructor said that as soon as I mark up, I have to do is get bumped off a job and just bid on a job back home. As long as I can hold, it should be fine. Okay, so I think the situation that your instructor is talking about is that you can probably mark up in another terminal within your division. I don't know what division that is. If you can let me know, let me know. But like for instance, up here in Superior area, my division is the Twin Cities, you know, Minneapolis area. So within my whole division, you know, there's we have what we call Northtown, we have Wilmer, Minnesota, we have Sioux City Falls, um, and I'm missing something. Can't remember, but we have a couple other terminals. Now, if I want to transfer to any one of those within my division, I can mark up and do that. However, I'm trying to get back home, and that's towards the closest terminal for me within where I live is in the Chicago division. So Chicago division is not within the Twin Cities division. It's a whole nother division, which means I have to transfer out of the Twin Cities into Chicago division, which means I would lose all of my seniority and I will basically be starting from the bottom, which is fine because I don't have a whole lot of seniority because I've only been with the railroad for a year. So I'm not losing a whole lot. And if I'm going to do a transfer and lose seniority, I might as well do it now while I'm new instead of waiting 10 years and building up all that seniority and then deciding to transfer. So what your situation and what your constructor is talking about is okay, you're saying Powder River Division. Okay, so I'm sure that the Amarillo, Texas, and the Alliance, Nebraska terminals must be within that Powder River Division. Am I right? I mean, that must be why he's saying to just mark up over there because you're not going outside of your division. So some divisions are closed divisions, and Twin Cities is what they call a closed division, meaning that it's separate from the Chicago division, and that once I leave the Twin Cities division, then I'm giving up my seniority. So that's why it's not so easy for me to just mark up to Chicago because it's outside of my division. And that is where the complication is coming from. And that's why it has to get approved. And, you know, I have to be released by the GM and everybody has to approve it. And it goes through all these approval processes. And that's what makes my situation a little bit difficult. I wish I could just simply mark up to Chicago division, but unfortunately, it is outside of my division and it's not that easy. So that is the situation with that. So, you know, to deal with this issue of just not having my daughter and seeing her and my son and my granddaughter and my family and my friends. Man, you have to have a routine, you know. And I kind of got a morning routine I try to get myself into to make me wake up and just feel good and feel like getting through the day, because it's tough, man, when you really just don't, when you feel stuck. I mean, I love the job. I love the railroad. Best job I ever had. But family is everything, man. And family is what keeps you strong and keeps you, being you. You know, when you don't have family around, you just don't have much of anything, regardless of the money or the job or whatever you may have. It's the family that makes it all worth it, and all, and that's all the reason I've been trying to really stay strong and just hang in there, is so that I can have this opportunity for my family to help better support them, and all that. But at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword, It's like, because of being up here for the job, I'm also not with the family. So it's tough to deal with that. Lewis is saying Amarillo has different divisions than here as well, but a few guys always jump back and forth every year because it slows down in Amaretto every winter, but it's always busy in Alliance. Yeah, so it sounds like the division you're in is an open style division, to where you guys can jump back and forth without having to request a whole transfer. So that's pretty good. If that's the situation, that's what it sounds like it is, that you guys can just do that within your terminal. But being in a closed division like Twin Cities, I can't go outside of the Twin Cities division without getting a transfer. Unless, okay, now unless I was furloughed. If I just so happen to be furloughed, then I can chase work in Chicago division, in other areas like Memphis, Tennessee, or um, other areas outside of our division, because I'm furloughed, and they, if I want to keep working, I can chase work and then be granted like a temporary transfer to go chase work. But I'm not furloughed, so it's not that easy for me. Since I'm on the board working, to get to Chicago division is not that simple as a temporary transfer of sorts, because I am marked up and working. So it would have to be a full transfer. EJL said, can you put in numerous transfers that are only a few hours from Chicago? It will get you closer to home and open up your chance of a successful transfer. Can you put in numerous transfers? Well, when you put in the transfer, they give you about 4 options of where you want to go. And all of my options are within Chicago division. There's, like, in Illinois, there's quite a lot of terminals. There's Cicero, Illinois, there's Peoria, Aurora, Chicago. So I basically put in spots for all of that. And that is still about an hour and a half away from where I actually live. So I'm actually, I'm in the Wisconsin area. And I would have to drive about an hour and hour 30 or so to get to any one of those terminals in Illinois. But it's closer than the 7-hour drive I'm doing right now. So I'm kind of already doing what you're saying, if that's what you're saying. Lewis is saying, I understand how you feel. It feels like you should be happy. You have a great job making lots of money, but without the family, you feel like you are not living just existing. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I wake up and I go to work, and the job is great. Every people are great, but when you get up, you go back home, it's like, what now? I can't hug my daughter. I can't read a book to her. I'm just here. It's just, me. And that gets hard to deal with sometimes. If I didn't have kids, then this would be a whole nother situation. It wouldn't even be a big deal. But when you have children, and if you're a loving father, then it's gonna be hard when you're a parent. So so yeah, what I do is I find myself, I go to the gym to work off that stress. I like to hit the sauna and just sweat out all the feelings, all the pain. I feel like the sauna, it really helps with that, and a hot shower helps with that. Um, I feel like, eating habits and dieting can help you feel better. Just eating better foods instead of fast food all the time. It can have a lot to do with your mood. If you're eating, salad and, fish and, some healthy type foods, I feel like that can help your mood versus feeling sluggish after eating, a bunch of fast junk food. It's just going to make a difference in how you feel. Um, I just find myself trying to listen, to more YouTube videos regarding a lot of more spirituality things and laws of attraction style things. What you attract is what you get. So a lot of my behavior is just a lot of positive thinking on getting back home, and so that the universe can hear me and say, hey, we hear what you're saying, we got you, just hang in there. you know so yeah, I believe a lot in the laws of attraction, and what you put out is what you get back. And that's why I'm trying my best to keep a great attitude about everything, because the minute you have a bad attitude, then your altitude is going to be terrible. It's your attitude that projects your altitude. And I'm just trying to keep a good positive vibe about myself. Um, but it's tough. More things are, I got more obstacles and roadblocks. For instance, right now my roommate he's basically selling his house. So the house I'm in with my roommate is up for sale. So now, I have the pressure of, okay, now I have to find another place, and you have to look and search and find a place you like. And that takes more time out of your day to do that. And then I don't even know if I'm hoping I'm not even here, you know, to have to really do that the transfer comes through by the time the house sells. And so, it's just a lot of stress, of what is the next move. And it's been really eating me inside, like eating me from the inside out. Just stress and worry and anxiety and missing family and not having that support system. Um, it's tough, And if you guys are in the work of like transportation work, a truck driver, flight attendant, railroader, you're gonna understand you understand what it's like to be away from family and what that feels like. So, without having support, your life is only going to be harder when you can't vent to anybody. So right now, I guess I vent to you guys on YouTube here. That is how I guess I get it off my chest and off my shoulders. I promise you guys a video every Friday, and this is my video because I just don't have right now the creative juices and the energy to produce with all this going on in my head and in my life. So you guys, you have to just bear with me. I'm trying to keep this thing going and bring you guys good content. Um, so just hoping you guys, stick with me, and we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So yeah, if you guys are dealing with similar issues, feel free to give me some advice on how you deal with your stress and your worry. Um, I could use whatever advice you guys have at this point. So feel free to share that. Lewis said you need a vacation. Yeah, actually, that is true. I do. I actually have probably, I'm guessing, about a week of vacation right now. I've been with the railroad for a year, and I think I got about a week. And I've been trying not to use it right now, but I just might have to use that vacation to go and spend some quality time with the kids. I wanted to save it for a better vacation, to go to somewhere special, but I might have to use it just to get home for a while and spend time with the kids. So that is true. Vacations definitely help with the stress and everything like that. So thanks for that advice. That is probably next on the list, actually, is to just go ahead and take a vacation. Um, so yeah, that's how I'm dealing with it. You guys, is just working out at the gym, trying to change my eating habits, eat healthier to help with my mood, um, sleep patterns, trying to get more sleep, and more importantly, is the thought process. Just putting out better vibes out there and just trying to be as positive as possible and not negative, and not saying, hey, why can't I get this transfer? Why am I still here? Just I'm trying to keep anything negative away, because any of that, the laws of attraction, it's going to say, hey, oh, you want to stay longer? Oh, you don't think you're going to get it? Then we won't give it to you. So I don't even want to even put that out there. So I've been really just trying to spiritually hone in to just positivity, and hey, I'm going to get it. Just hang in there. Just be patient. Um, Everything's going to work out. Um, I really believe that God's plan is bigger than mine. So whatever plan I have, gotta laugh at it, because He has something even bigger than that. So I trust in God, and I trust in just believing that, you know, there's a three steps. First you have to ask, then you have to believe, then you have to receive. You know, Once you ask for it, then you've already put it out there. It's something that you have to do. You have to ask for it repeatedly. You have to think it, put the thoughts in your head, picture yourself in it. Whether it's anything, it could be a brand new car. You know, I've seen this happen for me time and time again. If you can vision it, and it's what Michael Jordan said it all the time. If you can dream it, you can do it, and it's true. If you can dream up and manifest what you want, and you focus on what you want, and you picture it, and you see yourself doing it day out, day in, and day out, you sleep it, you dream it, eventually you are going to get what you want, whether it's a car or a better job or whatever. But it all starts with the thought process. And once you ask for it, you have to believe in it. You can't ask for it and then not believe and say, okay, well, I asked for it, but I doubt it if I'm going to get it. And nah, I don't, no, I don't think. No, you have to believe in what you're asking. Um, and it's basically, if you're going to pray about it, don't worry about it. If you're going to worry about it, don't pray about it, type of thing. You know what I mean? So that is what I am on. I am on positive thinking, positive energies, and trying to manifest what I want. And that's what I believe. And I believe it's very possible. And a lot of the success I've had in my life, even with getting a job on the railroad, it was a lot of manifesting, a lot of laws of attraction. I said it day and night. I want to work on a railroad. I watched plenty of YouTube videos about it. I just had it in my head all the time is what I wanted. And eventually I did get it, So yes, I really believe that if you can picture, if you can dream something, that is very possible to get what you want. But you have to believe in what you want, and then you have to receive it and accept what you and once you receive it, accept it, you know. So, and what I mean by that is, don't say you want something, but then you don't do anything to get it. For example, if I wanted to work for the railroad, but I'm not putting in applications and I'm not, doing the work, then how am I going to receive? You have to put in some work in order for your dreams to happen. If you want that new car, you don't just ask for the new car and then go sit down and binge watch Netflix. God will help you with what you want. He's going to make those steps toward you, but you got to make steps toward him. And if you're going to ask for a new car, then that means you have to go and maybe apply to a job or play some lottery tickets or something. You got to give him something to bless. If he can't bless you with anything because you're not doing anything, then you ain't going to get nothing. So before you ask, prepare to put in the work so that you can receive. All right. I'm getting all like preachers right now. Let's get back to some comments. Jado said, you need to take that vacation with them. Reassure them that you are working on getting back to Chicago. Yeah, I've told my daughter plenty of times, our daddy will be home. Daddy's trying to get home, but she don't really understand that. All she's, because she still says to this day, Dad, are you going to take me to school today? And that's heartbreaking, when your daughter wants you to walk her to school, because those are the memories she has. She's 4. I haven't walked her to school in probably a year, but she remembers that. Those are some of her best memories, and and that hurts to that she knows that Daddy can't walk her to school. Even though I've tried to tell her that I'll be back soon, she don't care about the promises. She just wants me to do it, So I've been trying to do that. TD, what's up? How you doing? You new to the channel? Haven't heard of you or haven't seen you on the channel before. But TD said, I was wanting to do the railroad or oil field, and I don't have wife or kids, but I'm worried if I commit to something like that, I may never find anyone and live a lonely life. No, I don't think that, I feel like, first of all, if that's what you want, go for it. And the oil field is great money. The railroad is great money. Before you can have anything in life, I feel like it's you have to have that financial backing. Before you can have the family and the kids, a wife, you got to have financially be able to provide. And these jobs will provide. And that's important to be a good provider. So Don't let what I'm saying scare you away from any of these jobs. My situation is not everybody's situation. A lot of people I work with on the railroad are not in my situation. I chose to come out here for the job. It was my choice. So, you know, it wasn't the railroad that forced me out here or anything like that. This was all on me. Um, you know, I just had to deal with this and get through it. But I don't regret getting a job and I don't regret being in this business. I just have to wait to get in a better situation that's better for me. And the situation I'm in now, just not being away, not being there with the kids is hard for me right now. But that doesn't mean that's going to be your situation. So don't let my situation get confused with yours. Um, but I can tell you right now, having a good being financially stable is the first step into getting that wife and kids. And I think you'll be just fine. So don't let what I'm saying scare you away from that. Um, Lewis is saying I took a test last Friday and I was out of the classroom by 10 a.m. and I went home, grabbed my bag with clothes, and drove 9 hours to Texas to be with the fam for only one day. Then I drove back Sunday. The drive sucked, but it was worth seeing the family. Yeah, man. Amen to that. That's for sure, dude. Um, that's what it takes. Yeah, I've done that a lot myself. Instead of 9, it was 7. And I'm gonna probably have to start doing more of that again and until I can, get this transfer approved. If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes, right? I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you're doing that for your family. And you're still hanging in there with the job. So I can appreciate that. And thanks for the inspiration, man. So at least I know I'm not alone. So I appreciate you sharing that. What's up, Rule? Rule? Okay, I think I'm saying that right. How you doing? Are you new to the channel? Haven't seen you on before. Welcome to the community. Um, so, so yeah, you have to just do whatever you can, you guys, to control your stress levels. Um, and with me, it starts with just a morning routine. And believe it or not, it's water. Drinking more water for me helps to calm me down. So yeah, I had to cut loose soda and all these things you drink that makes you feel all bloated and slushy, and it just don't help you feel better. And right now, I'm talking about feeling better, and what you put in your body is gonna affect how you feel the rest of the day or whatever. So, for me lately is waking up in the morning and the first thing I want to do is consume water because I've been sleeping and your body needs that water. And if you wake up to water right away, you let that be the first thing you drink, not Diet Coke or, anything with, Mountain Dew, especially as a railroader. You don't want to be drinking 2 liters of Mountain Dew a day and all that. You're not going to feel good. So I got this morning routine habit of drinking water first thing in the morning. And I also like to do the protein latte, which I have a video on that. If you guys don't know what the protein latte is, you can watch my video I did months ago on how to make a protein latte. Basically it's like my replacement of coffee. I use some protein powder, milk, water, and some green matcha tea. Um, and I mix it all together, and I heat it up, the milk and the water, so it's hot. And sometimes I put a raw egg in there just to help kind of fill me up. But if you wake up to a morning without that big heavy breakfast, and it just makes you feel better right out the gate. And then you can go throughout the rest of your day feeling better. And when you're down and you're stressed and you're worried, if you're not eating right, it's just going to make you worse. It's going to even probably make you even depressed if you're eating a bunch of junk. So if you ever, finding yourself feeling down and feeling like you're in a funk, look at what you're eating and try to eat different and better to help your mood. Oh, Lewis is saying, don't worry, man. You will get that transfer. I will pray for you, brother. Thanks. Appreciate it, Lewis. Appreciate it. I need all the prayers I can get. EJO said, depending on your pay at BNSF, treat yourself to a round trip flight once a month, less travel time and more time with the family. Treat yourself to a round trip flight once. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I would have to fly out of Minneapolis, which is about 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if it'd be easier just to drive, to be honest. I mean, I have to drive to Minneapolis. That's 2 hours. Drive back, it's 2 hours. That's 4 hours. Drive to the destination. I mean, fly to the destination. That's probably 2 hour flight. Then you probably got a layover. Then you got to wait in the airport and all that. And so I don't know. I think it might just be easier to make that drive versus flying. However, I did look up Amtrak, maybe doing like, I would have to go to like St. Paul, Minneapolis, or Minneapolis for Amtrak, and then I could take that possibly. But then again, I could drive and probably save myself the trouble of a lot of that. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out, the best way to do this. But yeah, thanks for the suggestions. I will definitely keep all these ideas, you know. They are some good ideas. So how are you guys doing with your railroad training? If you guys are in it, let me know how that's going. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Are you guys, everybody feeling all right? You guys, anybody in a little bit of funk that they want to get off their chest, feel free to let me know how you guys are feeling. Yeah, so that is pretty much the scoop of what is going on right now with me. So that is something you guys got to take in consideration, I guess, when it comes to moving for a job. Just know that, you're making a sacrifice, and be prepared to make that sacrifice. At the end of the day, you're doing it for your family, and you just have to keep reminding yourself why you are doing it, So it's tough. It's hard for me. But I have to remind myself why I came out here in the first place. Being in the chemical business, and that's what I was doing, was a chemical operator for years, working around chemicals and wearing respirators and Tyvek suits and dealing with chemicals that could cause cancer. And I just, I had to reinvent myself to get out of that industry. It was just going nowhere for me. I mean, at least with the railroad, you have railroad retirement, you have good benefits, and it's just a whole nother different world versus the 9 to 5. And it was very tempting for me to do that, to move on to this industry, transportation industry, which is huge in the United States. You know, we are moving America's freight, and that is huge to be a part of that movement. I just feel like I'm doing something worth something when I'm working for the railroad versus a 9 to 5 chemical job at the chemical plant. It was not, there was nothing that was doing for me that was glorifying. So I have, you know, when you know what why you're doing something and why you left another job to do the railroad, then, you know, if you can remember that, that helps you to remind you why you are doing what you're doing, to get out of the rat race, I guess, in a sense. Um, yeah, it's just, I felt like I had to get out of the rat race of the 9 to 5, working, punching in and punching out of the chemical plant, feeling like a prisoner, like you just basically going to jail for 8 hours and then going home. At least on the railroad, I feel free. I don't feel like I'm stuck in a plant. You know, we work outside, you know, when it's beautiful outside, and now that the weather's breaking, you know, being March, the snow's melting, it's nice to work outside, you know. I mean, yeah, it was tough working those winters in that polar vortex weather. You got to bundle up and layer up. And those are going to be the toughest days on the railroad. But when you can get through that winter, the summers are great. I mean, working out in a beautiful day on the railroad, switching out cars or being a conductor on a road trip, it's great. And you know, versus being in a chemical plant, 90 degrees, and you're dealing with powders and liquids and you're mixing things up and you got reactors that are heating up and you're hot and you're sweating and you're stuck in this building. And you know, no, I don't miss that. I enjoy working outside on those nice days and whatnot. And I enjoy that freedom. And it's the freedom that I think that I was seeking when I applied for the railroad. And that's what keeps me going. It's just knowing that this is, you know, this is what I like to do. This is what I want to do. So I have to hang in there. And same for all you guys, whatever you want in life, you have to always remember the bigger picture. There's always going to be obstacles. Unfortunately, that's just life, man. Success in any fashion is going to throw roadblocks at you and obstacles. There's never going to be success without roadblocks. You know, nothing will ever be a straight path in your life. And if you really want something, you got to be prepared to jump over the hurdles, hop over the potholes, all the obstacles and stuff that's going to be thrown at you. You got to dodge them all and get through it so that you can provide and have something better for yourself and then your family. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I have to do is get over the hurdles and the obstacles. And I really believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's all about just being patient. And that's just all I have right now is patience to just wait till it's my turn, you know. EJlo said, I've been a little discouraged, struggling with the signals. 147, and I'm still getting 50 wrong. When I do home quizzes, some days I feel good about things, other days not so much. 147 signals? What? Oh, I don't think ours was 147 signals to learn. I think it was only maybe 50, maybe, if not less than that. But anyways, I do have a video on the signals. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it? Let me know. I made a video on signals because there's not a lot you can get on the internet regarding signals. So I decided to just make my own video on it using flashcards to break it down. So Lewis said I skipped him. All right, I'll look for you, man. My bad. um, but yeah, Ejado, check out my video on signals if you haven't not. It's called Railroad Signals Explained, and see if that helps you. There are tricks to remember signals, and I kind of break those tricks down for you in that video on how you can remember them, the best way to get them down pack. Not to mention, study groups and things like that too. So see if that helps. But that is the best way to get through that exam. If you can get your signals down pack, because that's something you got to know. So if you can remember those signals and get everyone right, at least you got yourself some wiggle room to get something wrong on the test that doesn't regard the signals. So getting all the signals down packed is just going to help you to ace the rest of that test, or just give you wiggle room for mistakes. The last thing you want to do is get a whole bunch wrong on the signals and then a whole bunch wrong on all the other stuff, and now you probably failed the test. So lock down those signals so that you can have room to make mistakes somewhere else. So check out that video, Railroad Signals Explained. That should help. Let's see, Lewis, what did I forget? Just finished week 6 hostler training. Oh, okay, that's what's up. I'm a hostler. I'm hostler qualified. Got 1 more week of class, then 7 more weeks of OJT. All right, wait, what? More? Oh, more. You got more week of class. 1 more week of class, then 7. Oh, okay. Who is that with? What railroad is that with that you got 7 more weeks of OJT after hostler training? Let me know what railroad you're talking about. Okay. But yeah, I'm a hostler, and I'm so glad I did that. A lot of people was telling me not to do it. A lot of the other guys, they're like, man, if you're qualified to be a hostler, you're going to get called. They're going to run around other people and call you because you're qualified. So you can be 10th out on the board, but then you'll be first out. But actually, we have so many qualified hostlers because of my class and the classes after me that we have enough hostlers to where I haven't seen that happen. And being able to control an engine and ride an engine and kind of be an engineer for the day is awesome. The only difference between a hostler and an engineer is that an engineer can move cars around, rail cars. They can attach to rail cars, and a hostler cannot. All a hostler can do is move the engine around. You can take the engine wherever, the service tracks or the roundhouse, wherever it needs to go, but you can't attach to any rail cars. But it's still fun to just ride in an engine, being able to use your horn and just being able to have that power beneath your wings. It's still great. So I'm glad I did it. It's an awesome experience. So I would recommend, if any of you guys have an opportunity to be a hostler, not a lot of terminals do it anymore, but if any of the terminals you are in have it, I would suggest do it. It's great for the winter. When it's cold out in the winter, you get to be in the engine. You don't have to be out there switching and all that. You get to be moving those engines around nice and toasty. So that's one of the perks right there. It's fun. I like it. So I would recommend anybody do it if you get the opportunity. Let's see. Ejado said Canadian signals are terrible. Oh, okay. You're talking about like CP or CN signals. Yeah, those signals are different than ours. I think there might be YouTube videos on. I believe I saw videos for CN signals. Just see if you can find those on YouTube. CN signals, CP signals. I think I saw like a whole series on that. So check it out. I know they're definitely different than our signals. That's for sure. So I can't really help you with that. uh, let's see. Ejeto said I have unfortunately. They don't pertain to me. Oh, okay. So the signals don't pertain to you. Sorry to hear that. I guess you just gotta study, man. That's all you can do, I guess, is just study. That's all you can do, bro. If you can't find it, you're just gonna have to ask a bunch of questions. Make your own flashcards. Have you tried that? Make some flashcards for yourself and have somebody go over it with you. I think flashcards are great for trying to remember things. So if you haven't tried that technique, try that. Make yourself some flashcards and use a study group, and you guys practice that together. Okay, Lewis said he's with BNSF. Okay, so you did a hospital training, then 7 weeks of OJT. Okay, that's a little different, but okay, interesting. Then you said we did 1 week of class, followed by 3 weeks of OJT, then 3 more of class, then 7 more OJT, followed by the last week of class where we take our final test. Okay. Huh. So that's a lot of weeks for sure. I mean, that sounds about right. I guess, every terminal does the whole routine different, so that's fine. Lewis is saying no RCO. So what? You're not going to do it, or you guys just don't have? Are they not offering the RCO class certification, or what? Or do you just don't have RCO at that terminal? Let me know what that's about. Ejeto says study has been my life for the past 5 weeks. Laugh out loud. I made my own flashcards. It really has helped. I got to get a study group together. I think they will really help. I think that will really help. Yeah. Definitely get some more people together that's willing to study with you, that also would like to freshen up on that. Study groups is a great idea when it comes to retaining that information. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you haven't had the study group, definitely get it. As far as Lewis saying no RCO, that is a shame, because RCO jobs actually pay a little bit more than some of the other yard jobs. And I actually like RCO. It's fun to actually remotely be able to control that engine. Is like just as fun as being a hostler, because you are in control of that engine and you actually have cars attached to it. You are actually like an engineer with a remote box, basically. And that's insane. A hostler can't even move a car around, but with a remote box, you can. So that's kind of strange. But yeah, if you have, you can actually move a whole train with a remote control box. So that's a little bit insane, but it's awesome to be controlling a whole train worth millions of dollars of freight, all on your waist. It's exciting. So you will not feel that excitement if you don't have RCO in your terminal, but who knows? Maybe you will be able to experience it someday. It's an awesome feeling. Some guys don't like RCO. Some guys, I like it. Some guys don't like it because they just feel like they're dangerous because of the response time between the remote and the engine. And, it's just it could get very stressful moving a whole train remotely. So a lot of people would rather just stay away from it. And a lot of railroads have just gotten away from it. I think Norfolk Southern has gotten away from it. I think Union Pacific and some of their terminals gotten away from it, but I believe there's still terminals that do it with UP. But, I think for the most part, I think railroads maybe be trying to get away from RCO slowly because of the dangers behind it. But right now, there's still terminals that do it. So I like it. So if you guys ever get a chance to do it, I recommend giving it a try. I think it's pretty fun. It's definitely something you will never get to do any other job. Will they let you have so much money and be in charge of it all remotely? It's insane what you are responsible for with a remote box. Only the railroad will give you that opportunity to do it. Let's see. Lewis said, don't have RCO here. They got rid of it. Instructor said that they are slowly trying to get rid of it system-wide. Okay. The belt pack. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, I believe that. I believe that makes sense, that slowly but surely, system-wide, they're trying to get away from it. So yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to do it before they get rid of it, make sure you try to experience it at least once. That's pretty cool. Ejado said the hoggers, engineers, hate them. It takes from their jobs, is what they tell me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. If you're running a remote box, you're definitely, an engineer could have been on that job doing that switch, switching it out for you. But remotely, you don't need an engineer. So that's why the remote also pays a little bit more money, because there is no engineer on that job. So yeah, that is very true. But you guys, it has been an hour. We made it through another video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you guys are new to this channel and you're watching and you find this information helpful or interesting, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert bell so you know the next time I'm live, so you don't miss it, or when I upload another video. Lewis, I will see what you got before I go. He also said that they are trying to get rid of hostlers because it's more convenient to have an engineer instead. Yep, that makes sense. I mean, an engineer can move rail cars and the engine. So yeah, why not just have the engineer make the move? That makes sense to me. Okay. All right, you guys. It's Friday night. I appreciate you guys spending this Friday night with me. I'm sorry I'm on so late. Next time I'll try to get on a little earlier for you guys. If you guys like these Fridays, let me know. If you prefer another day of the week, feel free to leave it in the comments, your suggestions on that. Ejado said, I hope things get better for you. Hang in there. See your family when you can, buddy. Oh, that's for sure, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys hanging in there with me. So yeah, leave your comments below, you guys, on anything you want regarding this video. Lewis is saying good luck with everything. Thank you. Appreciate it. And let me know if Friday nights are good for you guys, or do you want Sunday mornings, Saturdays, or something. So if I can do it those days, I'll try. But right now, I got today off, so that's why I'm doing it today. Plus, I promise you guys a video every Friday. So until the next time, you guys already know, I will see you on the rails.